Hello, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mike at Night on this second day of the month, November, new brand month. It's raining outside, a nice day, cooling the place down. We're happy to have all of you all. Good to see you all, and every Thursday we are here. Every single Thursday, well, as much as we can. We are here to talk relationship issues because that is what we all suffer from. A lot of things we are successful in life, but we fail a lot when it comes to how do we get along with people and how do we get along with other people in relationships that we are in. Yes, so we look forward to our session today. The psychology of men is it. Let me tell you, we have International Men's Day coming up November 19th. Men are usually forgotten. So there is going to be a celebration of men this year. We're going to make sure it happens one way or the other. And it is November the 19th. Remember that, ladies. Or do something for the men for November 19th. And men, value yourself on November 19th. Let me give notice that there's going to be a regional conference that will take place in Grenada and will be drawing people from across the Caribbean and the region to be part of that International Men's Day celebration, recognition, official launch, etc. And we're hoping that this will ricochet across the Caribbean, where we'll have so many people being able to appreciate and recognize. Be a man and appreciate the fact that you're a man. Don't let nobody make you be ashamed that you're a man. Men are powerful. Men are strong. I tell you that. You see this here? That mark, hey, where is it? Be men, be men, be men, which means be male examples now. Let me say hello to a number of people. Let me tell you also, before you go any further, share the line. Go across there and share it on your page so that we'll have as many people as possible coming in, being part of the discussion that we're going to be having. Share the live. Make sure you share it. I want to see you share it. And if you are here for the first time, like the page so that whenever we go live, you are able to see it. And if you are also here, just put on the chat where you are calling from or where you are viewing from. Just put it on the chat so that we can see that you are in the house. And if you are the first time that you're on, say that I'm a first-time viewer. Let's see that. If you're not the first time, we're really glad to have you back anyway. All right, my people, let me see how many of you are all inside of there. Edwin Tulsi. Good. Need to chat with you, Edwin. Don't bother about that. We're going to hook up. All right? But glad to see you. Charmaine, one of our regulars. Charmaine Boyce, nice to have you. Precious Ellie. All right. Nice, Precious. Thank you for coming on. Who else that we have on? Yes. Anne-Marie Brathwaite. Anne-Marie, I haven't seen you for a long time, my lady. Yes. So that's we happy to have you on. Wendy Ann Norton, Kaz Gordon, I think that must be Caswell. All right. Caswell, you're finally on tonight, boy. Boy, you too busy for your own good. Hey, Wendy Ann calling from Trinidad, Precious LV in Canada. Living in Canada, but from Dominica. Nice, nice, nice. Wonderful having you all, man. Wonderful having you all. As we say, it is International Men's Day. All right? So, as we have International Men's Day, I want us to, there's a song that is out for International Men's Day. I want you to have a chance to listen to it. All right, I'm going to play it again before the night is out, but I want you all to have a chance to listen to our song done by Ted Jones. And this is it, my people. This is it.
Tight with for standing up against the harmful stereotypes that have been perpetrated against men. I come here to represent myself and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we have to comply. We gonna pay and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Not for we get broken and we fall into the news. But this year all the brothers say we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, rebuilding the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see my little man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this.
Okay, people, that is our theme song for International Men's Day 2023, which is November 19th. November 19th. Keep that in mind, my people. That's my friend Ted Jones who sang that, put it together. Yep, that is it. All right, so if you wish, what I want people to do is to go to the Facebook page for International Men's Day, which is on the Facebook, International Men's Day Regional Conference. Go there and like the page because it is going to show interest. It's going to show your support for men. International Men's Day Regional Conference. You go there now, people. Go there now. You could still listen while you're going there and press like. And later on, you're going to go back and listen to the song and so on. I see Charmaine say she liked this song. Charmaine, you're liking. Yes. All right. Joan, Virginia in the house as usual. Thank you very much. Alain Lewis, good evening to you. Nice, nice. Good having you in. Well, Rachel Rajaram, good day. Nice having you also. All right, people. As we said, if you're new, let us know you're new. And if you're, let us know where you're calling from or where you're listening from and so on. We're going to be nice. All right, so we got so much to cover this evening. Eh? We used 9 minutes. That's why I started early, so that we could get this out of the way. So let me tell you, we talk about men. We talk about the psychology of men. I think women, many times, they are so successful in their jobs, so successful in the boardroom, so successful in their academics, that they take for granted that men are a walkover and they could understand us. You can't understand we too complex, my people. We too upstart for you to just sit down in some school or some university and work we out. We are different. And when women don't try to understand us and leave us as we are, try to change us, they come up against a rock and a hard place. Yes. All right. I see Diane, my sister, saying good evening, my loving brother. Nicely. Thank you very much. Let's make it happen, she says. Everyone, make it happen. Joanna Peters, St. Vincent, good evening to you. You're here, you're inside. Rock and come in, people. Yes. We want all on board. Alain Lewis says she's new. Thank you, Alain. Nice, nice. So I want to give you some help with men. I want you all to understand how men operate and how we think, etc. And I'm reading from an article. This is written by a woman. I don't really take seriously when women write and give advice on men, but I'll take this one because I think she's on point. Her name is Sylvia Smith, and she wrote an article on the 30th of June, 2023. You could Google her, right? And the article, How to Understand a Man. How to understand a man. It makes sense. I think she onto something here. So I could resonate. I think I resonate with many of the things that she said. So she said, men, like everyone else, want their partner to be understanding. The Bible says, in all you're getting, get understanding. So men want to be understood. And she says that they can relax and be open in a relationship where the woman strives to understand him. You all get that? I'm trying to give you the psychology of men. Every time a man tries to explain himself or try to say something that he thinks is of count, the modern way of telling a man now is that he's mansplaining a woman. So he must never explain anything, must never pull up a woman for anything. But this is International Men's Day, yeah. And one of the theme that we have is men matter. Embrace, empower, and elevate for positive transformation. Men matter. And you got to explore us. Elevate us. Don't pull us down. Stop saying the things that make men feel emasculated. You will never get a good relationship from any man, from a woman who is trying to dumb down a man and trying to belittle a man. Never. I promise you that there's no woman who says, oh, I'm so happy with a man when I rough him up and when I insult him and I abuse him verbally. No woman is happy. Even though she says so, I'm telling you, she lied. I was an interview when I launched one of my books. And one of the things I was saying in one of my books, The 7 Keys to Unlock the Mystery of Men, in that book I wrote, do not strike a man, stroke him. Don't strike him, stroke him, which means stroke his ego. But when you attack him, and this is what the interviewer said to me, a female interviewer. Well, you know, I find that men are more committed to me when I rough them up and I tell them harsh words and I insult them. I find that it makes them very loyal and committed. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. So every cheese is bread, or every bread is cheese, whatever it is. So I asked the interviewer. Normally the interviewee, they're not supposed to be asking the questions, but I thought of asking the question. I asked her, Miss, are you in a relationship with a man? Are you in a stable relationship with a man? No, I'm not in any relationship with a man. Why is that not surprising? Because she says, men are so loyal. Where are all these loyal men all of a sudden? All these loyal men, because she said all the men that she has done this to have been loyal and faithful. Where are all these loyal men? Gone? And then she asked the studio operator, could we go to a break, please? And she went to a break. And she was telling me off air, you know, it's true. How come I'm without a man? Why? You ran them because you wasn't trying to understand men. You were trying to insult men. Yeah, that is why. Then after that, we had the off air. She came back on air. She was a different person. Yeah. No woman is happy with in a relationship, and no man is going to stay in a relationship and bring you happiness. He may endure you. Just because he doesn't leave doesn't mean that you've got him as a loyal participant in the relationship. He may endure your slackness and your rude mouth, but he's not going to enjoy you. So endurance and enjoyment is two different things. You see? Check it out. If you want the best out of a man, and according to this woman, she says, try to understand him. Yeah. Rachel says, very few men are loyal, very difficult to find now. Very few men are loyal. Well, you know, Rachel, I think you might not be off key. I'm not going to try to defend men even in that. I think you are right. But you also find that a lot of women not loyal either. You check the number of men who are paying child maintenance for children that are not theirs. Okay. They are paying child maintenance for children that are not theirs. Why is that so? Yeah? I see somebody's trying to take it on. Okay, Tom. Let me just respond to this person. Okay. And that means there are women who are not faithful either. So don't let's get this thing that we have all of these honest rightly. But yes, I would agree that we do have quite a number of men who are unfaithful, who are not loyal. Joan said she will stay on the shelf and gather cobweb. There is that is so difficult to me to understand why women do that. Well, they have been taught, precious. They have been taught that a hard, rough woman is a strong woman. A man is not looking for a strong woman. That's another psychology that you all need to understand about men. Men not looking for a strong woman. Men don't want a strong woman. Men want a woman, female, feminine, finesse. That's what he looks for. And so this dogma that we have come in showing that the more you could insult a man and show a man that you don't need him and that you're full and complete in yourself, says to a man, you are irrelevant. You think it makes you look strong, but you are saying to a man, you are irrelevant. And a man, therefore, will not stay in a state of irrelevancy. If he is irrelevant to you, he's not going to invest in you because he's going to be soon gone. His security of tenure is untenable. He's not going to stay. So the more you boast about how good you are and how much you don't need a man, is the more you are going to make sure that that man make sure that he is not going to invest heavily his heart nor his finances in you. Tell them I say so. So what does he stay for? He will get the only thing you are giving him. Sex. That's why soon after he's gone. Because you're not taking care of him, because you're not taking care of no man. You are not his mother. So therefore, and you don't need him because you could pay all your bills and you drive your own car and you have your own house. So he knows that he doesn't have to deal with that. But you're giving him sex. You see? So he'll stay for what he gets. So, Jones and we need a companion. That's what we need. And you can't be fighting your companion. Emasculating the man in it. Shami said I was watching a survey yesterday in California. There are 100,000 married men and 300,000 single men. And I wondered why. All right. So I mean, last week on the program, I think it was, I said that a 2012 survey, I think it was, that said that America had 334 million people. And over 52% of those people, adult people, single. That is 174 million or so people in my calculation. I ain't no mathematician. That's 174 million people. Single. More than half the adult population in the United States. Single. And that was then. What's now? So you see what's going on. It makes no sense if a man knows he's coming into a relationship and this hostility that is going to there. He's not going to stay. He's not going to stay. There. This is International Men's Day. November 19th. That's why we're saying, that's why we're focusing on men. Lyndon said men are taken for granted too long. And that is right. In the people who are homeless on the streets, you have more homeless men on the street than women. The people who are in jail, you have more men in jail than women. A recent article showed a number of bodies of people who died in the hospital and are in the morgue where the families never collected the bodies for years. One of them, I understand, for 20 years. The family never collected the body. I understand the majority of those, over 60-something% of those, are men. You understand what's going on? That's why men must matter. We're talking about the psychology. Let me try and follow up. Mike, you can treat a man like a king and he wants to leave, he would. Of course. Of course. So when sometimes a woman say, right, she's giving her boyfriend sex so that he doesn't leave, that's not going to keep him. Yeah. And in my book, I'm going back to my book again. There's a chapter in it. Don't give a man sex, give him you. If he is invested in you, he has a better chance of staying. Sex don't keep a man. Yeah? Because you are not the greatest sex expert. Another woman is giving it better somewhere else. He's going to go and get it. Lauren said, could it be that some women may be abused in their younger days while some of them treat men bad? True. And we blame men for some of the treatment that some of these women get. We're going to be honest about that. Also, in addition to that, Lawrence, is that many women grew up in single homes, saw their mother being strong and fighting and struggling and so on. And that's all they know. So they grow up and they become their mother. And they end up single like their mother. And then we pass it down to the generation. Struggle, fight, and control everything. And your daughter is growing up and watch that and also do it. All right. Right. And I see Elaine is saying also that not only women have been abused in their young days, but also men. When I was doing my research in psychology, when I was going for my degree, we are talking about there are a number of things that we looked at. And you know, one of the things that I found out in that, and when I started chatting with a number of men, most of the guys who I spoke with, this does not mean most of the guys generally, but those who I spoke with were introduced to sex by an older woman while that young man was still quite youthful. But we don't talk that. We do not talk that. No, we only talk about the perpetration and the sexual harassment that a woman gets from a man. But we don't talk about the young man who grew up. A boy 13 years old told me that his first sex act was with a married woman. 13 years. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You see what we're talking about? Real kuchu going on here. All right. Aline, nice. He said, I thank God for programs like this where men can come out and let their issues be heard because society has it that a man is soft if he's hurting. Yeah. Yes, Lyndon, we need to check out the statistics on suicide. Most suicide are caused by men. We spoke about that last week. And most married men who commit suicide choose the gun. That's what a study showed out. Some men need to shape up or ship out. We're going to agree with that too. Precious say men who stay faithful or kept, it's because they want to, and that's a proven fact. That's right. All men not the same, says Joan. Michael, it's a waste of time for a woman to try and understand a man, says Sharon. Sharon, you are off the chat. I ain't even going there with you tonight, Sharon. Right? Because a man can be understood. Exactly. Arimi Ford, good evening. And nothing wrong being single. Who talking about that now, Sharon? Sharon, you just come on left field, you know. We ain't talking nothing about being single. Anyway, people, you all need to share the live. Let me go again to the song that we have for International Men's Day made by Ted Jones. I want us to listen it. It's called Learn Me. Let's go. I wonder if I have the song done it. Let me make sure we have song. Okay. No, wrong. Let me see if I can cue that up for you. It's a real nice song. Let me see. All right. All right. Let's go. I think we're ready. We have it lined up here now. For you all who join us late.
Your Honor, them indict we for standing up against the harmful stereotypes that have been perpetrated against the men. I come here to represent myself and a few.
Yeah, there you go.
In a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Not for we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers say we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, rebuilding the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my light slowly. Look close, you gonna see a better man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my light slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. My brother say we here for you. I understand the struggle cause I've been there too. No definition that could come by you. All the belly mental pain that they put we through. But look up on the horizon. See mankind winning and rising. Rejecting, coming and fighting. Oh Lord, this is so exciting. Learn me. I just want to reveal my light slowly. Look close, you gonna see a better man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my light slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right. I have a right. I have a voice. I have a voice. Make it right. Make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right. I have a right. I have a.
All right, okay, all right. We got it. We played at the start. We give you a second bite at it. Yeah, for those who joined us late, that is a theme song written by a girl called Cherise John, I think it is, and sung by Ted Jones, Edward Jones. I think I see him online. So the man is in the chat. Edward Jones, talented, too bad. All right. Okay. All right. I see Frida said, boys are also taken advantage of. There's a teacher who is pregnant for her 11-year-old student. Oh, they think it easy. That is what is going down. So that's why we say, understand the psyche of the man, understand the psyche of the man. And this woman will be really reading from an article written in June 2023. So it is latest stuff by Sylvia Smith. And she's talking about the psychology of a man, how a man thinks in his head and so on. And so she was saying that a man wants to be understood. We do. And we think that not enough people try to understand us. They think that they know us and try to make us as the women folk. You see? So, for example, let me give you an example. When you talk to a lady about your lady issues, she will want to sympathize, empathize, girl, I'm sorry what you're going through, I know how you're feeling, and all of that. And that is nice. But when you go to your man and tell your man what you're going through, let's say you tell your man, listen, my sister borrow $1,000 from me, I take the rent and I give her it because she told me she would pay me back in a week's time. It's 3 months now, she ain't even pay me back. And I mean, I real struggle all the time. And she ain't even call and pay me back and so on. You know, so you're complaining to your husband or your boyfriend, whatever it is. And you're now telling him that, and you know, she now called me and she want to borrow her next $500 and she had paid me back the last time. Well, while the other one the woman may try to understand how frustrated you are, a man is going to go straight to solution. Don't lend she. or lend her the $500 and forget about that. It's either one or the two. He will try to give a solution or try and give something to deal with it. But don't do that, because she's going to turn on you too, because she's going to say, so it's my sister, so you're telling me don't lend me one sister? All right. You see? But I'm just using that. That is a very small example of, and may not be the best example, but I'm giving her the understanding that as far as a man is concerned, a man would go really, if you're going to complain to him, he will want you to do something about it, and he may look to give an advice. And it's not advice you're looking for. You might be looking for sympathy and empathy for what you're going through. And your woman folks will give you that. But don't discredit a man when he does not go that route. So, Joan says, never tell your significant other family affairs. It comes back to haunt you. Your family business. Sometimes you just have to hush him out. You see? That's right. I know that some people say you must tell your partner everything. Well, if your partner could handle everything and handle everything nice, then I agree. Tell your partner everything. But if you know you are married to a partner who cannot handle everything, I say, give them what they could handle. Cheers. So, understanding. Here's what, and I will just give you a couple of things that says this lady, Miss Smith, Sylvia Smith. Most men, she says, do not like to ask for help. She is right. I feel so. This is why a counselor is not the first call that a man is going to go to. No, he's not going to go to ask for help. This is why churches are populated more by women rather than men, because to go to a church really says you want to depend on somebody else, higher, greater than you. And a woman doesn't have, in those contexts, a challenge in calling out for help. So for a man to go and call out to God for help that he cannot see, and for a man to go to a counselor for help, it is to admit that I don't have my act together. I'm not all put together. And it's not easy for a man. Is that right or wrong? Is not what the issue is. It is how generally many men feel. We'd rather work hard to try and solve it ourselves than to admit that we don't know. So his car is giving trouble. It breaks down. You might find the man digging up all over the vehicle to try and get it started. He is not a mechanic, but he does not like to admit that he cannot, and he will stay up all night trying to solve problems. That's who he is. And so because that is who he is, he may not like when you offer him help as though you didn't think that he could solve it. No, it's not that he's against you offering help in it. But if you say, you could fix anything, you could fix that, why you don't call a mechanic? Why you don't call the plumber? That kind of offering here doesn't help you. Well, there's a better way to do that. So he may deny that because he's naturally not bent on asking for help. But that method that says that I don't even think you're capable of doing that, when you could have said it a different way, probably say, I know you were trying hard on that, I know of somebody who might be able to help us to fix that, and he would save you all of that trouble. You'll be able to go to work on time or something to show that it is not that I feel you are incapable and incompetent, but you are providing an assistance to him. All right. Is there so much chat? I can't. If I miss some of you all, please forgive me. All right. So that's the other thing that she says about men, is that men are born to solve problems. That's what I was just telling you. We are born to be problem solvers. We like to solve problems. We like to break up a toy and fix it back. We like to be able to take something from scratch and get it going again. We feel proud when we could fix something and when we could solve a thing. So we go into problem-solving mode whenever you call on us or tell us something that you're going through. And when you ignore that solution that we're giving you, you might find that some other time later on you ask for us help, and we will not give you because we did not think you appreciated our offer and our advice to give you help. Yeah. But this lady also said, Miss Smith said, men don't think about sex 24/7. We think of sex a lot, but we don't think about sex 24/7. Men think about football. Men think about their jobs. Men think about going and play and lime or hang out with his partners. Men think about so many things. But we do think of sex quite a bit. And she said that they're into projects. Men like projects. So a man, you see, during football, you ask any man, any woman who has a man, and you have a football in season on television or cricket or baseball or whatever it is, and that is season. You think he's not studying sex? Yeah. He has other things on his mind. After all of that is finished, then yeah, he will study. So I think she's on point with that. And sometimes what he's daydreaming about some of the projects he has in his head. And he may sit there at the breakfast table, he doesn't move, and he ponders, has things on his mind. Yeah. What she also says, number 4, is that most men stare at other women, and that is natural. Way a woman says it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how baptized and how Holy Ghost filled you are. Every man I know so far who are alive and end dead, up or down, stares or glances at a woman, even though it is to pretend. He'll pretend as though he's not taking you on, but he's watching that woman. He watch how she's dressed. He watch how the dress fits her. He watch how the pants holds her. A man likes that, and a woman is saying that. And she says that is normal because he's visual. Don't get offended over that. Don't get jealous over that. That does not mean anything. It is when he acts upon it that it becomes a problem. I'm telling you. Hold on, answer me now. Yes, Dillian, for a few seconds. Yeah. But it's when you gawking and your eye following her everywhere she going on, no, man, that is going too far. That is as though you're fixated, as though your eye have magnet to the lady. So glance, appreciate, and then get back to business. Yeah. So you Christian men feel okay, feel all right. And you Christian women, allow him, and so on. And if you see him watching her, say, what is it you like? What is it you see that you like? And let him tell you, so that you'll be able to be aware now of the things that he likes in a woman. It might be her posterior, might be her butt, it might be her breast, yeah? It might be her legs, whatever it is. Can Christian people have that kind of talk too? Yeah. And say, yeah, she looks good. She looks fine. Yeah. Well shapely. And move on. Yeah. Don't gawk and dribble over the issue. Because even if you don't say, you know, it happens. Yeah. Let me see what you people saying here now. Ted Edward Jones is asking, how many seconds can we look for? I can't tell you how many seconds, but a glance, because even if it is not a woman and you're talking to somebody, it is not good manners to just stare them down. You glance, you look away. You glance, you look away. That's normal. We as women, we just be looking too. Sherry, you're right. Sherry, I'm right. Because them ladies will be looking things. I hear ladies say there's go football to watch men play football in short pants. Some of them like the calves and the legs. Some of them like when he cycles because he's in some of these speedos and they're looking for the bulge. I know that. You understand me? Don't get jealous of that, but don't let the person become so obsessed with it. I will not ask him one thing, Sharon said. I will stay openly for him to see. Benton Williams, rock and come in, people. All rock and come in. It is when he denies steering, Cheryl Harlequin said. Of course, you know, you saw him watching it and he said, no, I wasn't watching nothing. You're always watching. Just admit that you were watching. Watch but don't touch. Absolutely, Elaine. I agree. Josanne say, if you visual, I visual too. Isn't it a wonderful relationship? When a wife could tell her husband, you look at that guy on the television, isn't he handsome? And the husband not feel offended by that. And say, that's the kind of guy you like. Yeah? And all have a discussion on it. And that man sees somebody on the television. Sometimes some of those newscasters are quite gorgeous. We have a lady who does the weather here in Trinidad and Tobago. I heard men say, I going home to watch the weather. but it's not the weather they're watching it. It's the lady who is doing the weather that they like. Tell your partner that. Don't let me so stuck up, man. Yeah. All right. So here's my people. Stare for stare. All right. So let's go. So this lady, Miss Smith, continues that yes, men look at women. And she's saying, women, just take. You see? And I'll tell you this, I have known of times where a woman sees, or where women would see a husband sleeping with an erection and get offended at it because she says he must be dreaming about a next woman. It might be. But ask many of these men, yes, they may be dreaming. That's why they call it a wet dream. But ask him who is the woman, and he has no idea who the woman is. You see? It is God's way. for a man to release excess sperm, for him to be able to release some of that tension. And also because the penis is a muscle. If it does not get exercised, it goes into atrophy. It begins to hang. It begins to, just like the muscles on the arms, it begins to wobble. You don't want that, and God doesn't want that. So God put in an exercise gym in his sleep so that he can be able to get his dreams working his life. Okay. You'll learn something tonight. Yeah. London, you know who the weather lady is? London Phillips? See if you could guess who the weather lady is. Yeah, Joan said, you see? Joan said she does show her husband the woman and them. Yeah? That is when you have a comfortable relationship. You could afford to do that. Yeah? But you can't do that if you're not in a comfortable relationship. Honestly, you London know who the weather lady is. I don't mind in a relationship. I and the Mr. Watch the opposite sex generally. Nice. Thank you, Rose Petal. If the woman looks good, says Benton, and you don't say it, that doesn't change the fact that she looks good. I like that. Josie are knocking on the door. Landon say he know who the weather lady is. If a man knows he cannot look without lusting, he has to learn to focus on other things. I agree with that, Frida, because looking to lust is a different thing than your glance or you're looking at the woman. Looking to lust is that you want and you desire her. That's not what we're talking about. I could look at a car and don't lust after the car. I don't want the car. I don't want to thief the man's car. I admire the man's car. That is different. So I agree with you, Frida. Yes, London. Sig. Just last night I watched her. And let me tell you, she does do the weather nice in it. You'll be glad for bad weather when she doing it. It's okay to admire, however, if you start staring for a while, that's disrespectful. Thank you, Heather. Absolutely. Oh, all right. All right, June. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. Nice. So, we continue with Miss Smith. Here's what Miss Smith said. Men love hearing praises, even if they pretend they don't want the praise. Why? Because it comes back to the same thing I wrote in the book. Stroke a man ego. Never strike it. Praise the man. If he did something, say it. Because if he did something you didn't like, you will say it. Well, why is it I have to tell him he was supposed to do that? It was his job to do it. Yes. But why is it when he do something wrong, you have to tell him? What makes you think that you are mandated by the universe to be the person to always point out to the man where he's going wrong, but you don't think that you need to see where he's going right? And I'm saying, let's just learn to praise a man, elevate the man. He has cooked today and the food tastes fairly good. Say, thank him for it. He washed the dishes. Say, he came and he picked you up in work because he saw it raining. Say, oh, thank you so much. You know, you're such a darling. I appreciate you coming and picking me up. That rain, I didn't want to get wet today. You've been complaining about some part of the house that needed fixing. He fixed it. Yes, it took long to do it. Still praise him. Thank him for it. So that's all we have to do is just praise man. Well, don't praise him now. You don't praise him and see what kind of life you'll get. See what kind of support you will get from him as a spouse. So why are we not talking about women? Because it is International Men's Day we're talking about. So get a life. That's what we're dealing with. It's about time men get a chance to matter. Thank you. What time? Mind your business. All right. Yeah, Sharon, that's the person's self. If a woman knows how to uplift a man's ego, he will bring the moon for you. Yeah. And you don't have to, every time he does something wrong, you don't need to mention it. Many times he knows. And after a while, he gets accustomed that you will tell him. All you have to do is just praise him for the things he's doing right. And because of his ego, he'll want to do more right things, more appropriate things to get more praise. And the number of things he's doing wrong will reduce. Whatever it is you speak about more, you will get. All right. We're going on. She also says in her writing that men want to express themselves, but many men remain silent. Men want to express themselves, but many men remain silent. And I'll tell you why some men remain silent. It's not because they cannot talk, because many of you would know that when he's home or he's around you, he may have nothing to say. But when he's with his partners, he is rattling off and talking a lot on politics and sport and what happened on the job. He's quite fluid, quite competent. But when he's around you, he might not be talking. It may be that the way you react to him when he expresses his opinion and his thoughts, especially if you don't agree with it, that he remains silent to survive you. It may be that. Because if you keep countering him, he's not going to feel confident speaking in front of you. I've had mothers bring in sons, 18 years, 19 years, 20 years old, and say, Mr. Stewart, I don't know what is wrong with this boy. He don't talk at all, and he's just silent, and so on. When you talk to him, he grumble, or he just say one word or two words, and so on. And I will tell you what have happened to me on many occasions when that happens. Sometimes if I give the boy the form that we have to register, to fill out, I have found that when I hand it to the boy, the woman takes it, his mother takes it, and she fills it out. He never got a chance. If I ask him a question, so son, what would you like to do when you grow up? He tell me he want to be a fireman. She answers for him. And I would go with the next question again, and I would say, you know, how are you doing in school? He not doing well at all. I am talking to the boy. He ain't doing well at all. You know, I find him dropping back. And then I would take the boy and ask his mother to sit, probably wait outside, or I would go inside and chat with him. And me and that boy would be inside, the same boy who cannot talk. And we will rap, talk, laugh. This is the same boy that the mother says doesn't speak. He doesn't speak in her presence because he does not allow him to have a voice. Too much estrogen is being pumped into him. So sometimes it happens also in relationships. When a man, I would do couples, and sometimes the woman would say, you know, my husband, he doesn't talk at all, you know, and that frustrates me. So he'll be there all the time, sometimes 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, not saying a word, she alone talking. When he finally starts to talk, to give an opinion on things, she cuts him across to correct him on something that he might have said. Let's say he said, last week, Wednesday, such and such took place. She needs to correct him and say it wasn't Wednesday, it was Tuesday. Now, the day has nothing to do with the essence and the substance of what he's talking about, but she needs to correct him and says it was Tuesday. And then he will say, well, no, it was Wednesday. No, I'm telling you it was Tuesday. And then now he goes back silent again. And somehow I would have to ask, did you really need to settle on the day? Because the day has nothing to do. He was trying to talk about the incident that took place. That could afford to pass. You understand me? So this lady, and I give her credit for writing this article because I think she understands. Men want to express themselves, but they really don't because of the overpowering vibration of some women. um yes, Joan, she is overprotective. Overprotective, I'm not releasing him. Okay. Plenty stuff all happening. Okay, now we just have a couple more minutes to go. Haven't even finished half of it, but I hope that you all getting an appreciation of it. Just remember, International Men's Day is November 19th. It's a Sunday. And go to the page, International Men's Day Regional Conference, and like the page, and you'll see the song on that page also. The theme song that we were running, that region, that conference is coming out of Grenada, and we're hoping to get all the islands involved with that. All right. She went on to say this one. Men want to feel like a man. And to feel like a man, she says, he must feel that he is competent. So whenever you make him feel as though because he has done something wrong in an area of his life, that it makes that you think that the whole man is wrong. As I was sharing with a group recently, a woman tells me, there's no good man in this world. All right? That's a blanket statement. You know how many men in this world? And you are saying no good man. I said, you mean that there are a number of bad men, but there are few good men? He said, no, not one. Not one, Mr. Stewart. Not one good man alive. I telling you. Now, you could tell this is a woman who passed through a lot of hurt and so on. And so she's just lashing out. But she's insisting on that. And I asked the lady, Miss, do you have a son? She said, yes. I said, is he a bad son? He's a good son. Well, all right. So my son is the only good man alive. She actually said that. I said, you tell me you're joking. No, she said, I'm serious. She needs help. She definitely needs help. But because of the narrative that are being taught to some people, they're not going to see that. And if you ask her, which I did, are you married? No. Of course not. You're not going to be married to a man. No man is going to marry that kind of mentality. If he marries you, that man himself needs help. Because why would you do that? But yet you're making children. For who? No good men. And you're making children for who? Anyway. Okay. But anyway, she said men like to feel like a man, empowered. And that's the theme that we're running. Men matter. We like to feel relevant, that we matter. We must feel it from you, that we have value in your life. And you've got to recognize those areas of value, because that man cannot be 100% bad. Nobody is 100% bad in this world. Even at least 10% of every person is good. The worst of people, at least 10% is good. I don't care who that person is. And so she says that man needs to feel as though he is a man and need to be done. And I will give you this final one, which I felt was quite cute. Men are big boys. On point. Grown boys That's what we are. That's why we do some of the things we do. But some people only want us to be men. So they tell us, man up, don't cry, don't do this, don't show weakness and so on. But we are big boys. We like to play. We like to do things that are out of the ordinary. As a father, you'll see your children out in the yard. You have the hose in your hand, wetting plants, and you want to spray down your child with the hose because you are a big boy playing. But sometimes as a mother, you don't like that because you say the child will catch cold. Don't do that. I have an aquarium in my living room. It's one of those large aquariums that is on the outside, but the glass shows on the inside. And I had a little child who was visiting with the mother. And I lift up the little boy and I held him over the aquarium. So it's water below and the fish splashing the water and so on. And the boy starts to cry. But as a man, I'm holding him there over the pond. The mother is so upset and says, you're scaring the boy, put down the boy, bring the boy, give me the boy and so on. And I still holding the boy and so on, and he insists. Eventually, I gave her the boy. I know boys. Men know boys. When I gave her the boy and she took the boy is crying to come back for me to hold him over the pond again. Hears that? That is what he likes. But it is scary for him. But it has triggered something on him. Eventually, he cried and made so much noise that she gave him back. And I held him over it. And now he's kicking and screaming and laughing and so on. And want me to put him closer down to the water so that his foot could touch the water. But when you have a woman who don't understand boys and want to treat them as girls, you get scared for him. I don't want to see that, but that's what breaks him out. And that boy goes up, and that is why we still have some boyishness inside of us. That's what you marry. That goes with the package. We will do something that you would consider foolish, but we find it is fun. Hey, boys in men body, says Joanna. That is right. But you know, we're down to the end of the hour already. That went fast. Some of the choices women makes pertaining to men needs to change. That's right. It is important for you to show men appreciation because you don't want another female to show it to him. That is right. I'm not saying he has a right to accept it outside, but we women need to walk in our office as well. We can't stop a man from doing what he wants to do, but we don't want to push him to do so. That's right. Marriage is not for everybody. That's right, Sharon. Absolutely. Some people should just stay where them is. Landon said, listening to that example given with the lady overpowering the man, making him become silent. To be honest, I think it was the reverse in my former marriage. No wonder the lady got so quiet. Hey, Landon, me and you had to sit together. You seem to have one interesting life. Shanta, she don't need a quiet man. Let him know I am uncomfortable around him. That will be the end. Sharon, I say I'm giving you a free session, eh? A free session. You need one. All right. Sheila Thomas, good to have you. I wonder if this is Sheila's first time. People, this is the end of today's session. Eh? We are until here Thursdays. Share this live. Share the live. And make sure that you invite somebody out for next week, Thursday. And there is a talk show that we have coming up tomorrow. This is going to be live on the same International Men's page. Randall Fields and myself will be discussing on that. That Facebook page is on International Men's Day Regional Conference. Listen out for it, Friday, 8 o'clock. We're talking on the topic, Men Matter. Yes, you're going to hear on that. Okay. Thank you very much, Alain. Appreciate that. Wonderful. God bless you all. Michael George is my name. Mike at Night is the show. And it is on Thursday, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock. God bless you all. See you later. Ciao.